Yo, what's going on guys? Mad Zach here, and today I'm going to be working with the MIDI Fighter 3D and going through one of my new sound packs, discussing some of the finger drumming techniques as well as some of the Ableton tricks that I use to make some of these super cool sounds. So the pack I'm going to use today is called Sentient Being. It goes a little bit something like this. Basically, as you can see, it's a two-handed routine. And the interesting thing about this pack is that the right hand is playing the beat, but it's also playing this melody. So I'm going to break it down sort of in baby steps, each part of the routine. We'll start with just the left hand because that's the easiest for this. And what I'm doing is I'm playing these two buttons together. So I'll do them individually just so you can hear what the sounds are like. Sort of a textured jazz classical chord and this interesting bass sound. But of course they go really well together, so what I'm doing mostly is this. And then on the counts of 4, I'm just shifting to the next one. So this is super basic. We just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. The cool thing is that because the sounds go well together, you can sort of use these layers to make different sections more intense or softer. So if you wanted, you could also just do the top buttons like that. So that's sort of the version without bass. And then we'll take it over to the right hand before we add anything else too complicated with the left. So let's just play these like this, and I'm going to put a beat over. I'm going to skip the melody for now. And let's just see how this sounds. So. You'll notice that I'm playing these two buttons right here with my ring finger. And in fact, I'm kind of alternating between them at random, or not quite random, at how I feel it in the moment. But the idea is that they're basically interchangeable. This one is a sort of snare roll with a delay, which I really like because the delay helps have this sort of forward momentum that keeps you going. But then you don't always want that, so then you've got this more of a clap kind of thing with the verb tail. And I've got my thumb playing the kick. So. And for this right now, I'm really only using the thumb and the ring finger. You can see I added a little bit of a fill there. That's pretty simple as well if the beat is like this. And if I want to get a little bit fresh and do some sort of fill, I've also got these two sounds here, which is sort of a timpani tom and a vocal thing. So I can throw these two in with my middle finger as sort of filler as well. So let's check this out. So what I did right there was actually play with my ring finger and my middle finger this vocal thing and the snare at the same time. So and that can be really cool as well. Although I probably wouldn't do that with this tom. That's just a fun little beat that I like. And if you're working on your finger drumming techniques, this is really what I recommend. Just sort of pick a beat that feels nice, that's comfortable, and just rock it for a long time. Keep working through it until it becomes second nature. And once the beat itself is second nature, you can start to add variance, which makes it more dynamic and interesting. So we've got the beat now. I'm still going to keep it pretty simple for this purpose. We've got the thing with the left hand. Now it's time to introduce this cool melody thing with the first finger. So what you're really doing is this sort of rocking between the thumb, first finger, and ring finger. So if you notice, they're right next to each other right here. So I can just go, I'll do it slow. Something like that. And you could maybe hear it, that rhythm, if I do it with another sound. So I'm using that timpani or that tom sound in place of the melody, just so maybe you can hear it a little better. But yeah, it helps also to have this other thing going with your left hand to sort of feel how you would play that melody. So let's try this. Finally, up here I have these two sort of arpeggiating things. They're actually the same audio file, but the one on the right is pitched down an octave, which also makes it play half speed. So you can actually play them together. You just have to make sure to hit them right at the same time. But I use these as sort of like melodic fills from the main thing, so I'll show you those in context as well. And in the same vein, we've got this, which is cool just for at the end of the phrase, you can kind of be like, that's a cool beat. So this is another rhythm variance that I will show you, which is a little bit more advanced, but basically it goes like this. Sounds pretty cool with the beat. As a parting note, I wanted to share with you this technique that I use to get this bell melody that keeps changing every time you hit it. So we're gonna hop over to Ableton and I'll show you really quickly the MIDI chain that I put before the sampler, which enables that behavior. So let's check it out over here. So if you take a look here in the drum rack, it's actually just a normal sample being triggered in a sampler. But what you'll notice is that before that sampler, I've got these two MIDI devices, random and scale. So the first device, random, basically the specific set of parameters that I'm using, it turns it from a random thing into something that actually sort of cycles through options, if you will. So I've got the chance up at 100%. The choice is at 6. That's because there's 6 notes in this melody. And this is very important for my use case here. Instead of random, I've got it on alternate. So that means instead of randomly selecting, like I was saying, it's going to cycle through whatever comes after. And then here I've got add with a scale of 1 because I only want 1 octave to be cycled through. And then next in the scale device, I've actually just taken the first 6 notes here on the left and made those the notes of the melody. So you'll see that each time it's playing the next note in the scale, and that's how I was able to achieve this 1-note melody type thing. If I were to put this on random, you would also get a pretty cool result. More of a random thing. In this case, I preferred the alt mode for obvious reasons. So that is the trick. You can use this, of course, on any type of sound with really cool results, and it's a great way to get a lot more out of one button when you're working with the Soundpack. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in the video. If you want to grab this pack or check out one similar to it, make sure to check out my new Soundpacks volume. You can grab it from DJ Tech Tools. I'll be back at you soon with more videos. I'm Mad Zach. Until next time, guys, peace out.